Hello, my name is Bill Crossman. I'm the CEO of Phoenix PharmaLabs. Thank you for joining this presentation. Opioids are the most widely prescribed drugs for moderate to severe pain. They are the most powerful analgesics for treatment of acute as well as chronic pain. However, their use is plagued by significant side effects, including euphoria, which is what leads to abuse and addiction, withdrawal, constipation, and deaths from overdose. Millions of Americans are addicted to opioids, and most of them, approximately 80%, initially became addicted to prescription opioids. I understand this problem very well because my stepson is addicted to opioids, and he initially became addicted after he had been prescribed opioids for treatment of severe pain following a serious injury. Now he has been addicted for more than 15 years. And believe me, it is an absolutely devastating addiction. It destroys the lives of addicts and tears their families apart. The US government has dedicated billions of dollars to address the problem, but it essentially all goes to regulation and rehabilitation rather than trying to find a solution, because most people think that there is no solution. But our company is confident that there is. Now, I don't claim that our company has a total solution to the opioid addiction problem, but I am saying that our novel compound, PPL-103, offers great potential to go a long ways towards solving the problem in two ways. First, as a painkiller. It is an orally active, potent painkiller that is 10 times more potent than morphine, that is non-addicting, does not produce physical dependence and withdrawal, does not cause death from overdose, even at 350 times its analgesic dose, and does not cause constipation even at 100 times dose. Furthermore, it is demonstrated that it blocks withdrawal symptoms in addicted primates, which brings us to the second application as an opioid addiction therapy drug replacing methadone and Suboxone, which are in and of themselves addicting opioids that addicts typically have to remain on for life. So how is it possible? Well, all of the opioids in the market today, like morphine, oxycodone, hydrocodone, methadone, etc., as well as heroin, bind to the mu receptor in the brain and then aggressively stimulate that receptor. But there are actually three primary opioid receptors: mu, kappa, and delta. Now, mu is great at producing analgesic benefit, but it also produces euphoria, which leads to abuse and addiction. Kappa is just the opposite. It causes dysphoria, and delta is neutral. PPL-103 is unique because it binds strongly to all three opioid receptors and then just partially stimulates those receptors in a much more balanced manner. That partial stimulation derives analgesic benefit from all three receptors, but is not sufficiently strong to produce the serious side effects associated with any of the receptors. The reason that all of those mu opioids are addicting is because they produce a euphoric high. Without that euphoria, drugs would not be abused and would not be addicting. Our compounds have clearly demonstrated in various animal studies that they do not produce euphoria or dysphoria. This includes the rat self-administration study, which is the FDA gold standard for measuring the potential for addiction. Research has shown that there is an extremely high correlation, essentially a 100% correlation, between these animal studies and human abuse liability studies and other indicators of potential abuse and addiction in humans. All mu opioids are shown to produce euphoria and are shown to be addictive in human abuse liability studies. PPL-103, however, has clearly demonstrated that it is neither euphoric or dysphoric and is therefore non-addicting. We are very pleased that we have recently been awarded a $2.7 million grant from the U.S. Army Medical Research and Material Command to fund the advancement of PPL-103 into human clinical trials. We have also recently received a $200,000 grant from the NIH and the National Institute on Drug Abuse to further study the ability of PPL-103 to block relapse in cocaine addicts. We already demonstrated that in rats, and this grant will extend that research. And there are no drugs whatsoever that are effective in treating cocaine addiction today. Government grant funding is not easy to come by these days. So beyond providing funding, these grants demonstrate strong validation of the potential of PPL-103 by the scientists in these organizations. The strategic objective of our company is to advance our PPL-103 to proof of concept in humans. At or before that point is reached, we expect to license the compound to a leading pharmaceutical company that has the resources and motivation to effectively market this important drug. We've had discussions with most of the leading pharma companies that have a strategic focus on pain or addiction therapy. They have all said that they would be interested in doing a license deal or an acquisition at some point. Most have said that that point would be after we have entered human clinical trials, typically during phase 1. Now, we are supplementing the government grant funds through an online equity offering. This is being done through the Net Capital Investment Portal. Anyone can invest, and there is no minimum investment. The easiest way to invest is to go to our offering page on the Net Capital Portal at the link provided here. Or you can go to our website, phoenixpharmalabs.com, and click on the equity offering button that will take you to the offering page. The funds from this offering will supplement the grant funds, first to accelerate both preclinical and clinical trials without sacrificing quality or reliability, and second, to advance PPL-103 through phase 1 trials and into phase 2, where it will be well positioned for an acquisition or license to a leading pharma company. If this drug performs in humans the way it has in animals, then this should provide a very profitable exit for investors in about 2 to 3 years. I have personally invested over $1.5 million of my time, money, and effort, and I'm not a wealthy guy, mainly because I believe in the absolute objectivity and deep understanding of this science by our chief neuropharmacologist, Dr. Larry Toll, as well as other respected scientists in the field. And beyond the potential financial return, this serves a hugely important humanitarian need, because I believe that we need solutions to the opioid crisis, not just ways to manage it. Thank you.